It is May, and so you know what that means. It is time for my top recommendations for books. I'm going to share with you one nonfiction book and one fiction book that I definitely think that you should get into for this month or whenever you have a second. So if this seems of interest to you, then definitely press like, subscribe to this channel where I talk about all things writing, reading, and vocabulary, whatever. We just talk about words on this channel. And then lastly, after you've watched this video, if you're like, you know what, that was pretty cool. Don't be a gatekeeper. Send this to someone in your network who you think it can help. I'm going to go ahead and let you do that, and I'm going to review my notes, and then we're going to get started. All right, thank you so much for doing that. So when it comes to Right Way Consulting's top 2 or how many ever books I choose for the month, I always want to make sure I have a balance of a little bit of fun in the fiction and a little bit of reality and education with the nonfiction. So I'm going to start with the nonfiction one first. And so I read this book, to be completely honest with you. I read it around this time last year, but I think I'm going to read it again because it's so vitally important. And it's by Harv Eker, and it's Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, Mastering the Inner Game of Wealth. This book was a game changer for me because, to be honest with you, I read it actually last year, and it's one of those titles that kind of stuck with me. I was a part of the Digital Nomad Kit challenge. I think it's a week challenge that they do, and they teach you about becoming a digital nomad. And during that time, the founder shared with us one of her favorite titles, and it was this book. And it has since become one of my favorites because it's just so important to really get to the nitty-gritty as to where you stand with money within yourself. You've got to get to the root cause so you can fix it. Well, at least I know I had to, because coming from where I came from, everything, I was taught to be dependent on others for my wealth and my money coming to me. But I really learned from this book and also through life that it's an internal sort of process to make it come to fruition and come to reality. And to be exact, that's what he says in the title of the book, or the subtitle rather. It says Mastering the Inner Game of Wealth, because that's what it is. It's all about fixing everything in here so you can manifest it into life. And so I highly recommend this book. And here's a quote from it I wanted to share with you. What you hear, you forget. What you see, you remember. What you do, you understand. And that is one of the most popular parts in the book, according to Amazon, because that's where you can purchase the book. And I'll put a link down below. I highly recommend this book. If you don't get it from my link, just get it, period. There's so many different ways that he helped me, the author, of course, Harv Eker. He helped me see things in kind of a different way. And I also signed up for his email list, and his email that he sent me not too long ago, because normally sometimes I read emails and sometimes I'm just kind of like, But this email was right on time. And actually, I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to pull it up so I can read you an excerpt, and then maybe you'll kind of see how his content is geared and why I think it's a good read for you. So 1 second. Okay, so I found the email and I'm going to be reading it from my laptop to share it with you. Here's a fact you might not know. Michael Jordan didn't make the basketball team until junior year of high school. He wasn't deemed good enough until then. Isn't that crazy? I know many people who gave up after getting cut once. But MJ, we've all heard stories of his work ethic, but we also heard about his mindset. His mindset was such a strong tool, and arguably the second greatest shooting guard ever, Kobe Bryant, drew all his inspiration from him. Kobe didn't have Jordan's huge hands. He didn't have his vertical leap. He didn't have his muscle, but still became one of the greatest. Kobe even finished his career with more points than Jordan. Why? Because of mindset. So I'm not going to read you the whole email because it is a little bit lengthy, but do you see just within that copy that I've shared with you how it's very clear that Harv Eker is all about getting a winning mindset so you can win. And in order to be an entrepreneur, whether you're, a writer or any sort of entrepreneur, if you have something on your own, you've got to have that winning mindset because it is not easy. Like today, to be completely honest with you, was one of those days when I was like, God, is this what you want me to do? Because if so, I need you to show me. Seriously, it gets like that sometimes. But if you have a mindset where nothing can get you down, like it's just a setback, but it's not something that will make you put it down and walk away from it, then that will give you fortitude in this whole entrepreneurship game. So I highly recommend that you read this book, and I hope and pray that you get something from it. Next, we have my favorite part. We have my fiction recommendation. I tell you, you can't work all the time. You can't be serious all the time. You got to have some pleasure, something funny in life. So it comes from the incomparable Kennedy Ryan. She just released this past Tuesday her third book in a trilogy that centers around three best friends and their trials in life and love. And it's just amazingly written. It's very relatable. There's so many different themes that I'm sure a lot of people can relate to. So whether you're male or female, this would be a good title for you. But the book is called Can't Get Enough. And the two preceding books were number 1, Before I Let Go, and number 2, This Could Be Us. And it's just a really well-written and cleverly thought out trilogy. It's about 3 Black women, and one of them I believe is Latina, but they just go through so many different things. And the thing that I love the most about the books, because even though it's a lot of relationship and talk stuff like that, but I really like the relationship between the 3 protagonists. They're like so cool with each other, and it's a friendship group that I would love to be a part of. Okay, so this was a short and sweet video, but I just wanted to give you 2 titles to check out, so hopefully they'll make your month a little bit brighter. Once again, this is Lynette Renee Dobie with Right Way Consulting, and feel free to visit www.rightwayconsulting.net if you'd like to get more information on the company and on me, whatever you like. But I look forward to seeing you in the next upload, and I can't wait until June comes, and I'll have some additional titles for you then. So I will see you. Take care of yourself and keep reading. Happy reading, I should say. See ya.